Welcome back to a very special podcast. This is the podcast which talk about all your favorite TV series from yesteryear. Oh yeah. And then we discuss it over a glass of Chardonnay. Yeah, a glass of Chardonnay. And I'm your host, Patrick M. Dunn. And I'm joined here, as always, by Kat Halstead, the Scrunchy Maker. Yeah, welcome back, Kat.
Hello, Patrick.
I have an important question to ask you right now.
Okay.
Kat dropped this bomb on me about 4 to 5 minutes before we started recording that she spent her morning, or I don't know when it was, but she had spent sometime recently in the Lord's year 2019 making scrunchies with a sewing machine, and the sewing machine broke. And my question is, why the fuck are you making scrunchies in 2019?
Okay.
What is the end game, girl? What is the end game?
Okay, well, I was going through all my craft stash stuff, and I have a ridiculous amount of, elastic cording. Just this, elastic you would put in, maybe a pair of pants or something, or, I don't know, a scrunchie. And I have all this, extra fabric, and I have, no idea what I'm going to do with it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to make some scrunchies. Use it all up.
Why don't you make boxer shorts?
Because these will take me, 10 minutes compared to, an hour.
Well...
I just need, a strip of fabric, one long rectangle like this in front of me, and then I can just fold it over, do a couple of stitches, turn it inside, it's going to take me 10 minutes to make a scrunchie compared to an hour for something else.
All right. Well, I figure you'll get more out of a pair of boxer shorts, I think, compared to a scrunchie.
I'm not so sure about that.
I don't know. I say that's a fashion no-no. If you agree with me, tweet us at Very Podcast. Tell Kat that scrunchies.
Dude, the scrunchies are hot again.
Maybe in your weird, bullet journal YouTube world.
And let's be real, scrunchies totally fit in with what we're talking about today, so,
Well, I'm sure it will, but they're probably hot in your weird bullet journal YouTube world that 11 people on the entire internet are into. But not in my world. Not on my watch.
Not on your watch?
No.
Jackass.
No, I don't know what you're doing over there. All right. What are we doing today? You apparently are tying your scrunchie making business into whatever our topic is today.
Our topic is a return to an 80s classic that we've already done once before. We love it. It's ridiculous. It is the one.
Yeah?
The only Sweet Valley High.
Oh yeah, book club. Book club is back, baby. Burn, baby, burn. And hold on. I just want to throw this out there. I enjoyed, all right, so we're doing book 2 in the series. We previously did book 1, May of 2017-ish, I believe.
Yes.
And it's been a long 2 years, two plus years, a long 2+ years of us. Just forgetting about the trials and tribulations of Jessica and Elizabeth. What's your last names?
I mean, I'm sorry. I've never forgotten about the trials and tribulations of Jessica and Elizabeth Wakefield.
Oh, Wakefield.
They are my girls.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta throw this out there. I have not thought about them since we recorded that last episode. And we were itching. We had an itch to scratch. We were dying to do a book club. We had a few things we were trying to find. We couldn't find. So we're like, fuck it. Let's just go back to Sweet Valley High. We'll do book 2. I don't know. You know what? I enjoyed it. I thought this was better than book 1. I just loved the story. I don't know. It was fucking wild. Wild.
It is wild. Ugh.
There's a lot going on.
It made me realize I really don't like Enid even back then.
Whoa. You're not an Enid stan?
No.
How could you hate Enid?
But then again, I also, at this point in my life, I know that Enid becomes a complete and total bitch.
Well, you know what?
So.
You would be a complete and total bitch, too, if you got caught up with George when you were younger. Mm-hmm. And, I don't know, he made you do fucking Benzedrine and drink and do all the drugs.
Yeah.
Homegirl.
Way to go with those great life choices there, Enid.
Homegirl had a tough life.
Yeah, and then she becomes an alcoholic and dates Todd in college.
Good for her. That's all I got to say. Good for her. All right. So we're returning to this world. So a quick synopsis of the series. It's about two twin sisters. Elizabeth, who they call Liz, right? She mostly goes by Liz.
Elizabeth Liz, yeah.
She's the good one. She's sweet, caring, charming.
Yeah.
Friends of Enid, who's a total loser. Apparently, Enid's a loser in this world.
Well, like, okay, so when Enid starts, like, Sweet Valley, she, like, totally does, like, you would never know she was someone who was hopped up on drugs for a good period of time in her life.
She's good at math.
She's, like, did the whole turnaround, the goody-goody two-shoes turnaround.
She had a rough early life, as we'll get into it. And she spent a night in jail. We'll get into it. And she decided to become a whole new person. And she did. She became a whole new person. And then, I don't know, maybe the dark side lured her back in, as we'll come to find out.
Yes, we'll come to find out.
All right, tell us about Liz's twin sister, Jess. I want to hear your description of.
Jessica is the complete opposite of Liz, where Liz is like your sweet, tidy, studious one. Jessica is your popular troublemaker, kind of like just complete chaos.
Yeah, she's selfish. She lives in her own world. She only thinks about herself. She's horrible to Liz. She's absolutely horrible to Liz. She plays practical jokes on her and ruins her life any chance she can get.
She's always out, is trying to steal her boyfriend half the time.
Oh, yeah. I think, all right, so in the first book, Jess was going after Liz's crush, right?
Yes, Todd Wilkins.
Who makes a brief cameo in book 2.
We don't get much Todd in this one.
Very brief cameo. Maybe he says a line at the dance. I don't know. He has like one sentence. He's referenced. He's out there. He'll be back. Don't worry. We didn't have time. Francine Pascal didn't have time to squeeze in a Todd Wilkins plot line. We'll save that for future installment.
To be fair, like they totally cut out another plot line from this book, from the audiobook.
Oh, they did? What they cut out?
There's one where there's like a subplot where Lila is like trying to get the French teacher in trouble. The French teacher like is dating her dad or something, and she wants to get rid of her. So she like tries to make it look like the French teacher's sleeping with a student.
That is wild. That is fucking wild.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Two things I wanted to point out. I did notice there was an extreme lack of adults in the audiobook that we listened to.
Yeah.
And it seemed short. Like it seemed like it should have been longer. So I guess it makes sense. You know what?
Well, okay. I really like legit thought this was like a 2-hour audiobook. So I was like putting it off because I was like, I don't have 2 hours to listen to this. And then last night I was like, fuck, I gotta listen to it. So like I made my bubble bath, got in my like nice lavender scented bubbles, and listened to this audiobook and was like, this is so ridiculous and cheesy.
It's about as long as a 90210 episode. It's like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It legitimately is just a Beverly Hills 90210 episode, like an early season 2 episode maybe. It's very season 2-esque.
Yeah.
As I was listening to it, I was just like, wow, that's like really? You could just sit down and just read this book in 45 minutes? I was like, it has to be longer. And so I checked Double Love and the third book, which is also available on YouTube to listen to. They're both 45 minutes. So then I realized something dawned on me, or something just dawned on me right now. This is the brave soul, the very kind-hearted individual who uploaded this to YouTube for us. Mm-hmm. They ripped this from the audio cassette. So maybe there was only enough room to fit 45 minutes onto a cassette, and didn't have enough time to put in the whole torrid tale of Lila banging her French teacher. Is that what you said?
No, Lila's not banging the French teacher. Lila's French teacher is dating her father, and she wants that to stop, so she tries to make it look like the French teacher is hooking up with the student.
I'm pretty sure that happens in a 90210 episode, the CW one. I remember vaguely something like that happening. All right.
Yeah, don't they do that to like Ryan Egolt's character?
No, there's another teacher who, at the beginning of the season, Naomi Clark, who's played by Annalyn Cord, or McCord, whatever her name is, she accuses one of the teachers of raping her, but she just made it up because, I don't know, she got an F or something on her paper. And
Andrea Zuckerman never.
So it comes out that she was lying about it. And at the end of the season, the teacher did try to rape her and no one believed her. Actually, I think he did rape her. And it was kind of like the girl who cried wolf scenario.
Yeah.
So no one believed her. And she went through the third season and she was in a dark place. Very dark place. That was the only, there was a gap at the end of season 2 and at the beginning of season 3 of the CW 90210 where it was actually decent, surprisingly decent, but
yeah,
I don't know. It only lasted 8 episodes total.
I mean, let's be honest. I've never actually watched the CW version, not even for Dream Man.
Whoa! Did you just drop the bomb? Did you just drop another clue, Cat Halstead the author?
I might have. Oh. Not that anyone actually cares.
Did you just reveal Dream Man as Ryan Eggold, star of The Blacklist?
Maybe.
Or is it the actor who plays Dixon? I don't know his name.
I was like, who?
It's the one of the brother sister combo.
Is that the one that gets written off because he's black?
He gets written off the show?
I thought he did. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I never watched it, but I remember reading they wrote off most of that family.
They got. I didn't stick around past season 3. I know they got rid of the dad, played by Rob S. No, all right, hold on. They got rid of the grandmother. So the series starts. The family came from Kansas, and they move into Jessica Walter's house. She's the grandma.
Yeah.
She's this famous actress from the 60s or I don't know what she did.
Yeah.
I might have just made that part up. They hardly ever used her. She was just too old for the show, just way too old. Maybe they thought she'd be fun because she played Lucille Bluth. They're maybe they get a fun Lucille Bluth-esque fan base will come in to watch this, but no, she didn't. Oh, they didn't. So they wrote her off. And season 2, Rob Estes' character, I guess showed no interest in being part of the show anymore, so he quit the show. They wrote him off. So they set it up so him and Lori Loughlin got divorced. And then season 3, I think Lori Loughlin started dating Ryan Eggold's character. Okay. Be wrong. I might be remembering this incorrectly. And then, I don't know, for whatever reason, at the end of season 3, she just, they didn't renew her contract. And, season 4 started off with them in college, and it was just oh, we don't have parents anymore. And the parents never showed back up. So maybe Dixon came back. I mean, got written off. I don't know.
Maybe he went to school in Kansas because he felt more at home there. I don't know.
No, he became a famous DJ.
Oh.
They were the last season that I watched. He was starting to become popular. He was opening for hot acts like Carolina Liar or something.
I have no idea who that is.
Actual bands that were hot for the CW audience, but not anybody else. Yeah. You know, like the bands that they would play on Dawson's Creek that you never actually listen to, but they just play songs.
Oh yeah, all the indie bands and everybody's like, oh yeah, that's totally the music I listen to. It's bitch, no you didn't. You were listening to Savage Garden and NSYNC like the rest of us. Savage
Garden and NSYNC cost too much for the WB, so they had to go to these hot indie bands. And WB probably had a deal with Warner Brothers Records, let's be real. And they probably still do, because, I don't know, they're always playing these crazy tunes on shows. Still to this day. All right. So I think we need to reacquaint ourselves with the time of Sweet Valley High.
Okay.
Are you ready to go back to 1983 for a little bit?
Yes. Is it 83 or 84?
It came out at the very end of 83. It was November. So Double Love came out in October of 83. A month later, Sweet Valley High 2 Secrets came out. So I think there was a new book every month.
Okay, because I was reading a list and it looked like the first 3 books came out all on the same day.
I noticed that. But that was on Wikipedia and they had the dates wrong. Okay. I actually looked it up on it because I thought that was kind of weird that they all came out at the same time.
Yeah.
I double checked another source and by another source I mean Amazon, and it said it had the original publication date.
Okay.
But anyway, we're going back to 1983. We're going to go back to a hot times. Are you ready for a random selection of 1983 novels that came out this year?
Oh gosh, yeah, let's hear this. I swear to God, if this is the same list Last time.
No. Nope, it's not. I made sure of it. Because last time we did like the top 5 books, so obviously we can't do that. So I just picked 5 random books that came out in 1983.
Okay, it's gonna be sad. I might know these more than I know the others.
I'm gonna say there's probably like maybe one that you might know, maybe two. All right.
Gosh. Okay.
We're gonna start off. All right, we're gonna go to a galaxy far, far away. Return of the Jedi had just come out. America was taken by storm, and we were given birth to the Star Wars expanded universe. So 1983 gave us a trilogy of novels by L. Neil Smith called The Adventures of Lando Calrissian.
Are you?
Whoa. So this is, I guess this is a prequel to the Star Wars series. This takes place
yeah, I'm sure.
before, and I guess it did well at the time. It was hot, and it spawned many more books. So I don't know. Why are you rolling your eyes? I thought you were a Star Wars junkie.
I'm not a Star Wars junkie. I hate Star Wars. Why are you acting like this is brand new information? You know I can't stand Star Wars.
I feel like you've watched Star Wars thousands of times. You've DM'd and talked about them in depth.
It's not because I want to watch the Star Wars.
Well,
it's because there is a young little man who loves the Star Wars.
Well, I know, but you do know more about. As of now, you apparently know more about Star Wars than I do. So,
which is terrifying.
All right. Well, let's quickly get out of this world. You want to go?
Yeah, let's get out of this awful, awful world.
Are you familiar with American writer Ron Hansen? Does that name sound familiar?
It does sound familiar.
He wrote a little book that eventually became a movie in 2007, but the book that he wrote is The Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Ford. Ooga.
Okay.
Do you know this? Do you know this novel?
Not off the top of my head.
Do you know the movie with Brad Pitt and Casey Affleck?
Casey Affleck? No.
I just remember it was it got a lot of Oscar buzz around the time of its release. Anyway, this book explored the life and times of Jesse James and his gang and his death at the hands of Robert Ford. And the title is based on a folk song of the era. So, ooga.
Okay.
I'd probably give it a pass, but it was a name that I recognized, so I clicked on it, added it to the list.
You're like, I recognize this name, yay!
The next one I'm excited about. I'm excited. You probably won't be, but I am. Are you familiar with a little book called Cycle of the Werewolf?
No.
It eventually was adapted into a movie called Silver Bullet that came out in 1985. Do you know that movie?
No.
It's a short horror novel by American writer Stephen King. Whoa, yeah.
Ugh.
And each chapter tells, it's about a different month, and it's about the full moon for that month. And hold on. We got to talk about this movie, because the cast of this movie is wild. So,
okay.
The movie stars Corey Haim as the small boy who hunts the werewolf. Gary Busey plays his uncle.
Okay.
Megan Follows plays the boy's sister, plays Corey Haim's sister. And hold on. Your jaw is gonna drop on the floor right now. Any guesses at a name I might drop?
No.
Any guesses? All right. Playing the local sheriff. Yes, playing the local sheriff is a man we know and love, a man that we are rallying to be the star of a remake of a series that we really want to happen.
You're shitting me.
No. Terry O'Quinn himself as the local sheriff.
Oh my goodness.
And I remember him, but until last night when I did the research on this, I did not realize that was Terry O'Quinn. But now that I know it's Terry O'Quinn, I totally see it.
Well, you know what? It's like when I've watched The Cutting Edge a million times. And it wasn't until maybe a few years ago, I was like, holy shit, that's John Locke as Kate's dad.
Yeah, Terry O'Quinn had...
holy shit.
Terry O'Quinn had an entire, life before we ever knew he existed.
Yeah, he was in stuff we watched. He was just not, iconic yet.
No. He was just like a character actor that you just saw in things and you never remember what he looked like. He literally could have been in every movie ever. He could have been in Clueless, for Christ's sakes. We would have never known.
I know, right? And we would not have known.
No, he could have been like a janitor in Clueless. We would have never known. All right.
Okay.
The next one is wild. You will know this one. You have probably read this one.
If it's not what I hope it is, I'm gonna like rip you to shreds.
I'm getting nervous. Dear Mr. Henshaw by Beverly Cleary? Question mark.
Oh, that was not the one you were supposed to say, but I knew that was from 1983.
All right, so every school year, Lee Botts writes a letter to his favorite author, Boyd Henshaw. And then in the 6th grade, Lee's class has an assignment to write letters to their favorite authors. And I don't know, I guess Lee like writes a bunch of questions to him, and Mr. Henshaw writes back, and then like, I don't know, Lee never like answers him back, then his mom makes him answer him back. And it's just like, isn't the book just letters back and forth over the course of years?
I think so, yeah. It's been like forever since I've read it.
Me as well.
So out of all the books published in 1983, you could not...
Hold on. Don't say anything yet until we get through Dear Mr. Henshaw.
Okay, sorry. I thought you were done.
Oh, I'm not done. So, hot scoop. Did you know that Beverly Cleary is still alive and is 103 years old?
Yes, I did.
I did not know that. Bitch is older than fucking Olivia de Havilland.
No, Olivia de Havilland's like 103.
I thought she was 102. I thought she was going to be 102.
No, she's going to be 103.
Are you sure? Because I feel like 2017 was when Feud came out, and that was when she celebrated her 100th birthday, and that was about 2 years ago. I could wildly be wrong, though.
She is 103 years old as of July 1st.
Whoa. Okay. All right. Happy birthday, Olivia de Havilland. Happy belated. All right. Hold on. Want to play a game?
Oh, God.
Who's going to kick the bucket first? Beverly Cleary or Olivia de Havilland?
Neither. They're going to live forever.
They're going to outlive us. They're going to outlive us and the podcast.
Listen, at the very least, Olivia de Havilland is trying to outlive Ryan Murphy at this point.
I'm gonna put my money on Olivia de Havilland just because I know more about her, and I know that I know that she's up to date with technology. She's in her Swiss chalet sending faxes to Ryan Murphy.
I fucking love that. You were all like, no, she's not gonna care, and I was like, bitch is gonna care.
Like a month later, it's fucking Hollywood Reporter sent it on a hot tweet. He like copied it and pasted it to me, and I was like, oh, I guess you're right. Kat was right.
Hashtag Kat was right.
For once in her life. All right, now you can get back to your book.
Oh,
your book you said that you were going to pick. I want to know if it's the last book that I have on my list.
Hollywood Wives by Jackie Collins.
Oh, no, not even close.
You jackass! How do you leave off the Queen? How do you leave off fucking Jackie Collins from your list again?
Well, you know what? I had someone that I wanted to put on there instead of Jackie Collins. I wanted to put on our gal pal, Nora Ephron, with her autobiographical novel, Heartburn.
You know, I'm going to make you watch Hollywood Wives.
All right, fine. We'll watch Hollywood Wives. You know what? We'll do a Hollywood Wives and a Heartburn back-to-back, because Heartburn has Meryl Streep and Jack Nicholson in it. And
Hollywood Wives has Candice Bergen, Suzanne Summers, all kinds of people. Do you want me to go grab the DVD?
No, you can. What?
Yes, DVD.
You do not need to grab the DVD. I'm sure you do. Hold on. Are you ready? Are you ready for Nora Ephron Corner right now? Just some quick Nora Ephron fun facts.
Let's dive into Nora Ephron real quick. Yeah.
She worked at the White House as an intern for JFK, and then she applied to be a writer for Newsweek. They told her that they do not hire women writers, so they just like sent her to the mailroom. She was like a mail girl, and she eventually quit there, and she participated in a class action lawsuit against the magazine for sexual discrimination.
Okay.
But hold on, that's not the hottest fact about Nora Ephron.
It's not.
No. All right. So you know how Nora Ephron was married to Carl Bernstein for a little bit?
Yeah.
Nora Ephron, for many years, knew the identity of Deep Throat from the infamous Watergate scandal.
Ooh.
And people would ask her who Deep Throat was, And she would legit flat out just tell people, but no one believed her. Like, it never became a thing. People just like shrugged it off and just went on with their life. And it wasn't until recently-ish when it finally all came out. So shout out to Nora Ephron, who's written 3 of my favorite underappreciated cinematic classics, My Blue Heaven, Mixed Nuts, and The Super.
I think those are 3 films of hers I have not seen.
You have nuts? Oh, so we got to stop what we're doing. We're going to watch My Blue Heaven.
Wait, I've seen Mixed Nuts, I think. That's like Steve Martin, right?
Yeah, it's like an ensemble cast, and they're trying to like hide a body, and they wrap it up in like a Christmas tree, and like some rollerbladers are chasing after them.
Yeah, I've seen that one. I did not enjoy it very much.
I think it's underappreciated, very underappreciated, along with The Super, which she's actually uncredited for. The credit went to Sam Simon, but I guess she punched up the script. I guess she punched it up.
Yeah.
That's my Nora Ephron corner. Thank you for coming. Thank you for learning about the identity of Deep Throat. I didn't say his name. It was a guy named Mark Felt, the former associate director of the FBI. Ooga.
Yes.
Swallow that. Swallow that information, Kat.
Thank you. Golly.
All right. Are you ready to go back to school?
Yeah, I'm ready to go back to Sweet Valley High.
Oh, yeah. So we're there. Things pick up pretty much immediately from Double Love, right?
It's very... Okay, so the best way, I think, to describe Sweet Valley books for someone who does not understand or never read them is each book is basically like a different episode of, like, say, a 90210. It's the same kind of thing. It's like, it's going to pick up pretty much where we left off. Maybe not exactly in the same spot, but pretty soon. And
the end of each book seems to tease the next book.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a coming attractions. So at the end of Double Love, it teased us about a secret that Enid has been harboring for all these years. And she's finally ready to confess her secret to Liz.
For all of like a year and a half.
The book opens. We kind of get like a quick wrap up of how the book ended with, I guess, Jessica got pushed into the pool.
Jessica getting thrown in the pool for being the gossip columnist, even though it's actually Liz.
That for eyes and ears only.
Or the advice columnist or whatever.
Well, because of the whole like shittiness that Jessica unleashed upon Liz in the first book, Liz decided to get back to her, so she revealed Jessica as the gossip columnist of the school paper. And so I guess the tradition is if you are caught as the gossip columnist, if you are discovered, I guess the ritual was you get like tossed in the pool.
Yeah, you get tossed in the pool.
So she gets tossed in the pool, and she gets out. She's kind of embarrassed, but what was her friend's name? Kara? Was it Kara?
Kara, yeah, is one of the girls.
And Kara's like, well, you know what? You need to just, make the best of this, Jess. At least you look hot in your clothes right now. Your hot, wet clothes.
Yeah, it was like, that was really awkward. It's like, at least you look sexy.
Yeah, and she's like, you know what? You're right.
All wet. I'm like, whoa, Kara.
I do look sexy, Kara. I don't know. Do you think Kara's like harboring some unrequited failings for Jess?
Back in the day, everything it still would have been kind of brushed over,
Yeah, it was like, I'm picturing Jan Brady's friend on the Brady Bunch movies.
Oh my God, yes.
That's the kind of like the crush. Kara has the crush on Jess.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
It's in the dialogue. Mm-hmm. The narrator doesn't specifically come out and say, and Kara has been spying on Jess for the last 6 months, unbeknownst to her.
Yeah.
And she's keeping a secret scrapbook. And I don't know, like stealing Jess's comb and like pulling little like pieces of hair out of it and making like a Jess doll that she sleeps with.
The stalkers come much later.
But is it Kara?
No,
it should have been Kara. You know what? In the Brave reboot, in the Brave Sweet Valley,
it was Margot, crazy Margot, who looked almost identical to the twins because that's how life works.
In the Brave reboot of Sweet Valley High 2019, Kara's gonna be the stalker. And she steals Jess's hairbrush and like pulls out her hair and makes a Jess doll and sleeps with it, and I don't know, steals her underwear out of her hamper.
Oh my God.
Smells it.
Why do you always take this to like the worst place? Why? Like, what is wrong with you? You weren't always like this.
That's what stalkers do, Kat. That's what stalkers do, Kat. Get with the program. Have you never stalked anybody? Have you never not stalked?
No, I haven't.
You know what? We're going to stop the podcast right now. We're going to get you a pair of binoculars. We're going to drive down to L.A., and we're going to peep in the window of maybe Ryan Eggold, or maybe the guy who plays Dixon from CW 90210. Because we're still not going to confirm the identity of Dream Men, because Kat Halstead has her own secrets.
Oh my god.
All right.
What is my life?
So.
What is my life?
I know Kat's like, Kat wants to replace me with January Jones. So we get a moment, an exchange of words between Jess and Kara. They're talking about the big school dance that's coming up, which I feel like one just happened. Like, we just had one.
Yeah, okay, so there's, like, always a big school dance. Like, okay, these kids have more parties than the kids on fucking Gossip Girl. And they were always at a fucking party. There's always a party, there's always, like, a big school dance, there's always something going on. Like, holy shit. You would need, like, 5 planners just to keep track of everything going on in Sweet Valley High.
Kat Halstead's bullet journal would have been like a World Book Encyclopedia, like the 20 book edition.
Yeah.
Anyway, so.
Like, holy crap, there's always something going on. There's always something. And they go out on dates on weekdays and all this stuff. Like, looking back, I've realized how, like, unrealistic it is now.
Well, you know what?
But, like, back when I was, like, in middle school reading this, I was like, I cannot wait for high school and to be able to go to, like, the movies on a Wednesday night with my boyfriend.
Stay out late and fucking snort some bennies with George and drive 80 to 90 miles per hour around Sweet Valley.
So, wait, hold on. Can we talk about something real quick? Because I just realized this.
Yes.
George is in college at this point in the world, right? He's like 19.
I think they established he's 19.
So when he was 17,
hold on. We just have to paint that George is Enid's like ex-boyfriend.
Oh yeah, okay, sorry.
We're jumping ahead of it. Okay.
Yeah, so he's the ex-boyfriend that she's got the secret with. Okay, so they're like running around being like just trashy trouble or whatever.
I love that, trashy trouble. That should have been the name of the book.
Okay, so right now Enid is 16, and this is at least 2 years ago, right?
Yes.
So she was like, what, 14, and he was 17?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking that too, because Enid does say that she's been receiving letters from George for the last 2 years since they broke up and he went to college.
Okay.
And
since he went to college.
Yeah.
So he's at least 19. He could very well be 20 years old.
Well, he's on his way to being 20. They specifically established him as being 19. I remember like a throwaway line that said he was 19.
Oh, okay.
Well.
But still.
So what would that put her at? As like a freshman? She would have been a freshman?
No, she would have been in fucking middle school. Why is he dating a middle schooler?
So they're sophomores.
They're sophomores now, yeah.
That is. Does Enid have an older sibling that might know George?
No.
Hold on. It just hit me.
Okay.
I'm having shades of Stephanie Tanner and Gia at the mall and seeing some cute older boys who have a car. So I'm thinking, you know what? Enid was probably at the mall with her. I'm guessing she wasn't friends with Liz at this point because like Liz didn't know who George was.
No, hell no.
I'm guessing that Enid had some other friends that she hung out with. Maybe they're in the food court. Mm-hmm. They're getting a hot dog on a stick, maybe eating a hot dog on a stick.
Yeah.
And across the hall, they saw a tall, lean, muscular man with, I don't know, cool 80s hair, like a mullet. Probably looked like the kid from Stranger Things with like the weird...
I don't know what that is.
Steve the Hair Harrington, which is a shame, which is a crime. Kat Halstead's a criminal of hair. Anyway...
I just don't know.
George is cool. He drives a GTO. They don't say the color of it, so we're just going to say it's hot red. Want to say it's hot red?
Why not?
And I'm picturing Enid probably went over and, kind of introduced herself to him. And I don't know, she probably pretended she was older. She probably said she was like 16 or 15 or something.
Yeah.
And he bought it because, that's what men do. They buy it. They buy this shenanigans. he offers to drive her around, and they drive around. They do some cool things. They have a grand old time, and then they get into drinking. They do a little drinking. They get into little drugs. As Enid confesses to Liz, they did everything. So I'm picturing like every fucking drug under the book at this point.
They did they probably did every drug they could get their hands on, and they definitely had sex.
Oh, for sure. They were fucking in the back of that GTO.
Later.
Oh, yeah.
With, like, Ronnie, and he's, like, trying to get her to, like, give in, and she's like, no, and she's all trying to act all innocent and virginal, and he's, like, he calls BS on it, because he read the letter.
So, all right, yeah, we're kind of jumping around a bit, but anyway,
yeah.
So...
Sorry.
It's all right, it's fine. Like, so basically what happens is Enid and Liz are, like, hanging out at Liz's bedroom, and Enid's telling her the story about George.
Mm-hmm.
She says she has a problem because George has been writing her letters for the last 2 years, and in the last letter, he said that he's coming back to Sweet Valley. She's scared because now she's dating Ronnie. She's on the straight and narrow. Ronnie's, I guess, like an athletic jock, I guess, is the...
Yeah, he's like a semi-popular athletic guy. He's popular enough that just dating him could get her fall ball queen.
Yeah, because I guess he's like president of the dance committee, so he's got pull. So
what is this world, Sweet Valley?
Yeah, so Jess and Enid, I guess, are like the two main picks for the fall ball queen or whatever you just said it was.
Oh my god, poor Jessica. I'm going to admit it. I'd be Team Jessica on this.
After hearing Enid's backstory, I think I'm Team Enid. I'm gonna get we should make t-shirts like Team Jess, Team Enid.
I'm pretty sure you could go on Etsy and find those.
Oh, I'm sure. Anyway, so hold on. We have to talk about what happened with Enid and George.
Okay.
So, as we aforementioned, Enid and George did some bennies. They did some bennies one night. They were driving around the GTO going like 80 to 90 miles per hour, and they hit a kid. But luckily the kid was all right, but they did get arrested and spend the night in jail. But I'm just like, wait, hold on. You're driving around going 80 to 90 miles per hour around Sweet Valley, and you hit a kid, and he survived?
Apparently.
I was like...
Only in the world of Sweet Valley.
I don't know. I'm like, is this some weird cover-up shit going on? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel,
probably.
I feel like there's a darker layer to Sweet Valley that we're just kind of like on the edge of.
Oh yes, you sent me a message about that.
There's an extreme lack of adult supervision at least in the 2 books that I've read thus far.
Mm-hmm.
Like, adults just don't exist. Like in the first book, what is it? Is it Liz and that other guy, the badass? They go to a bar. They go to a bar and grill.
It's not even Liz. It's Jessica, but she pretends she's Liz to the cops.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they go to a bar and grill, and they're driving around drunk.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the police get involved, and Liz and Jess are like swapping identities, and there's no repercussions by the parents. So I'm like, what's going on in this town?
Ned and Alice are a little preoccupied, I believe, at this point.
I have a hot theory. I think...
Okay, what's your theory?
I think that the adults are handlers. They're like scientists. It's kind of like a cult/Dahmer initiative situation where they're doing experiments on teens.
Okay.
They're studying teen behavior, teen sexuality. They just want to see, what'll happen if we give teenagers freedom? Well, we want to see how they can, how far will they push themselves? So I feel like they've created this world. It's kind of like a Truman Show-esque world.
Okay.
And this town, Sweet Valley, it's probably like, I'm thinking like the M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Village. It's like just probably like a little town in the middle of a bunch of mountains, and no one ever leaves it because, where are you going to go? There's nowhere to go. So you're just stuck in Sweet Valley, and it's just overrun by teens, and all the adults are scientists and handlers who just keep the teens in this world.
I mean, I hate to break this to you, they leave Sweet Valley from time to time.
Where do they go? Name a place to go to.
They go to LA, New York.
Well, I mean...
Europe.
They can go.
Mexico.
I'm sure their handlers stay close by. The handlers stick by. I'm sure it's a very controlled environment. You know what? The teens are getting a little bit older. Now they're like 17, pushing 18, and they want to get out into the world. They want to see adventure. They want to see excitement. Mm-hmm. And I have a feeling like, maybe George, once he turned 18, they were like, you got to go. You got to leave Sweet Valley. And he's no longer part of the program anymore. And he gets out of it.
Then he decides he's going to come back because Enid was just that sweet.
I'm thinking, you know what? They were starting, like, I'm guessing this is the first batch of kids that they've experimented on. So now they're trying to, like, just get these kids out of the program. Mm-hmm. And they realize that they can't reacclimate them back to the real world. So they just reprogram their brain and just send them back to Sweet Valley. So that's why George came back.
Oh my God, that's depressing.
It took 2 years. It took 2 years to reprogram them.
Okay.
Makes sense. Would you buy it? Scale of believability.
I get your idea. I don't. But I also have more of an understanding and history of Sweet Valley, so
I don't know. I'm looking beneath the cracks. Mm-hmm. looking down those dark alleyways in Sweet Valley High.
Okay.
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on in the teacher's lounge? That's what I want to know.
They're probably like, that ridiculous Jessica today. She just complained and complained.
Enid has all right. So back to reality. I guess we'll go back to reality. Well,
yeah.
Maybe when we get to book 3 eventually, we'll see if my theory still holds up. All right. So
okay, whatever.
Enid feels relieved that she's revealed this whole thing to Liz. She's like, I feel so much better. I got this weight off my chest. I haven't never told anybody about this. I think only my parents know and George, and he's been writing to me. I've been writing back to him. But I have this really great thing going with Ronnie. But now George says he's coming back to town, and I don't know what to do. What if Ronnie finds out it's over? And she swears to Liz that her and George are just friends. I'm like, why don't you just tell Ronnie that? Just tell Ronnie that.
Right? Okay. Yeah. So here's the thing: if she and Ronnie are in a good enough place, he's not gonna give a fuck.
I think we talked about this in the when we did Double Love. How people who write teen novels, or literature or television for teens, they're usually in their 30s. So when I think Francine Pascal was in her 30s or 40s when she wrote Sweet Valley High books, or her handlers, they were older. Her
ghostwriters.
Yeah, so they had teenage ideology of the 50s and 60s where men and women couldn't be friends. They only went steady, but they can't hang out in a social setting.
That's true. Okay.
So by the time the 80s rolled around, they're writing about this, and kids at that time were just they were probably confused, what's going on? I have friends that are girls. I have friends that are boys.
Well, I think actually, in the 80s, it still wasn't that common. You know what I mean?
I think it was starting to change because we had.
It is starting to change, but I don't think it's as I feel like it didn't really change until after When Harry Met Sally, and even then, that kind of throws the whole thing out the window.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking all the John Hughes movies were starting to come into fruition in the 80s, where you got Ducky and Molly Ringwald are friends.
You don't get a lot of those though, where they're hey, Molly Ringwald is just friends with Emilio Estevez. Yeah. You know what I mean? Molly Ringwald's not just friends with Andrew McCarthy. No, they're in love. Yeah,
there's always one that she's in love with, and then her best friend, who's a boy, has had this long time crush on her, and
exactly Ducky's in love with Molly Ringwald, but Molly Ringwald's not in love with him.
But I mean, at least the barriers were starting to come down, because then we started getting shows like Degrassi came along, and then Beverly Hills 90210, and
yeah,
I don't know, a whole bevy of other teen shows, all the Nickelodeon things that just had friends hang out together, Sam and Clarissa.
Well, even then, they dated in an episode.
Jerry and Elaine.
Because there's always that moment where they try to see if it's something more. So.
And they realized it wasn't, and they went back to just him being a weirdo who climbs in his window through a ladder.
Yeah.
Enid is not secure enough in her relationship with Ronnie to say that George is coming back into town. So I don't know. They just decide, let's just keep it a secret from Ronnie. George, is George moving back for good, or is he just coming for a weekend? I
don't even know. Like, I couldn't, like, I don't care. Like, he's probably just coming back for, like, fall freaking break and wants to see her because he thinks maybe he can get laid.
Maybe, like, Thanksgiving weekend's coming up. Who knows?
Yeah.
Enid at least feels relieved that she's had this talk with Liz. They leave Liz's room. I don't know. They go to do whatever. But the note slips out of her backpack or something, and it falls on the floor in the bedroom. And we cut over. I guess it's like the next day at school, or it's sometime later. It's
like later, and Jess finds the letter.
Yeah, but before she finds the letter, though, she's at school, and she's talking with Kara again, and she's trying to get. She wants to go to the dance with
Bruce.
Bruce? Is that his
Bruce
name?
Patman.
All right, he's like the cool dude of the moment. He's the everyman. And Emilio Estevez type from The Breakfast Club, that's what I was picturing in my head.
No, Bruce Patman is basically a skeevier Jake Ryan from 16 Candles.
Okay.
Okay, He's the wealthy, hot guy who in high school he's kind of a dick.
But he's got
But he kind of mellows out later on.
But he has a fat wallet.
And he's kind of basically the love of Elizabeth's life. Spoiler alert.
So he's got the fat wallet, and I know Jess wants some new clothes.
Yeah, he's got, like, the fat wallet. He's got, like, the Porsche.
He's got a swimming pool in his backyard.
Yeah.
Jess is really trying to get to go to the dance with him. He doesn't really seem to be that interested in her. He's like, whatever. He's like, you're a peasant to me. You're a peasant. Mm-hmm. And they kind of, like, make a joke, I think, before Bruce comes along. Kara and Jess make a joke. Kara says something about, oh, maybe you'll go with Winston Egbert, whatever.
Winston Egbert, my poor Winston.
Who's like the stereotypical nerd. I'm picturing like a Revenge of the Nerds /
No, he's not that bad. He's not that bad.
Oh, he's like the hot nerd. He's like Ducky.
No, he's not even hot. He's just like
normal looking, average.
He's cooler than Screech. But he's still a nerd.
Do you think he's like John Cryer?
Yeah, I would put him more on like a John Cryer or a Brian or an Anthony Michael Hall from The Breakfast Club, kind of. Okay,
yeah, all right. Like he's not hot, he's not ugly, he's in betwixt.
Yeah, he's just like your average guy, and he's intelligent, so like he's a nerd, but he's not like, oh golly gee, here's my pocket protector.
He's a little
kind of thing.
He's a little clumsy though. He doesn't know how to act around Jess.
You know what though? Like put it like when you're in high school and you have those growth spurts. Guys have those growth spurts and their limbs are suddenly like 3 times longer than they were.
Out of like overnight.
And they're trying to learn how to control it.
Yeah, I picture Winston like. He's the one, they're in the classroom, the teacher's like, can you come up and like finish this math problem on the board? And he like gets the boner in class, and he like is afraid to get up and do it.
Poor Winston.
I picture like him being like...
Though Winston becomes a jerk as an adult and dies after falling from a 20-story balcony.
Whoa.
Spoiler alert.
Whoa.
That shook me.
Did Enid push him?
No, he was just drunk and fell.
Poor Winston. All right, so... Winston, he tries to flirt with Jess. Jess is just not having it, and she's trying to get out of the situation, and she just kind of bails on him, and she runs home, and so Liz and Jess don't share a room, despite being twins. They're so polar opposites of each other. They don't sleep in the same room.
Dude, like, if I didn't have to share a room with my family member, I wouldn't share a room.
I guess Liz is the neater one, the tidier one. She's got to clean her room. It's more organized.
Well, yeah, because Jess's room is like a disaster. Jess's room is more like my room right now. My room is a disaster. I need to clean it.
Jess likes to hang out in there sometimes. She's like, you know what? Sometimes I just like to go in there and just chill.
She probably has a pile of scrunchies somewhere.
She's got scrunchy material all over the place because she's up all night making scrunchies.
Yeah, pretty much. That's Jessica.
She probably does. She probably like
she just tosses everything around. That's exactly Jessica. Yeah.
Her bed. There's probably scrunchies all over her bed, and she just like rolls them up into a bunch and like uses them as a pillow. Mm-hmm. That's how many fucking scrunchies she has. And she's trying to get her clothes all over the place. Like she's the person who's trying to figure out what to wear, and she's holding up to her.
And that's why I love Jessica. She's a hot mess.
Yeah, draping it over the chair in her room, over her desk, and It's on the bed, underneath the bed.
Her Madonna
Her
albums.
school books are everywhere. Her diaries just out in the open, all that kind of stuff. She's just a hot mess. She's a hot mess. Her records are everywhere. Her Whitney Houston records are all over the place. All right, so
okay.
Yeah, so she just wants to chill. She just needs to relax for a little bit. So she goes into Liz's room, and I don't know, she's just in there thinking aloud, right? Maybe writing in a journal, making a vision board.
Well, it's so weird that in Liz's room that there's a random ass piece of paper on the ground.
And she looks down, she sees a piece of paper. She's like, ooh, what's this? I just love that she just like finds a random ass piece of paper on the ground. She's just like, ooh, what's this?
Exactly. Everything's a random ass piece of paper.
Yeah, I guess there is. But I don't like. But if you know what, if it was the other way around, if it was like Liz in Jess's room, you would never find a random ass piece of paper.
Yeah.
So Jess finds the note and she reads it. This is like blackmail material to her. She's like, oh my God. All right. So I love that it's been 2 years and George regularly writes letters to Enid. And this is the most recent letter that he's written. And he just casually just has to reference everything that's happened 2 years ago.
I know, right? Like, way to go, George.
It's just like, does he write about the time that they were high on bennies and drove 80 to 90 miles per hour around Sweet Valley High and crashing into kids and then spending a night in jail in like every letter? Like, why did he just like feel the need to write that in this specific letter? Why didn't he just say, hey, I'm coming back to town. You know, maybe we can meet up. Maybe we can meet up at the coffee shop or the bar and grill or something.
Yeah, it's like, I want to see you, Enid. I need your sweet, sweet.
Instead, it's like,
innocence.
I hope you forgive me for getting you addicted to bennies. And I love in the audiobook, Jess's voice, just the way she says bennies. She's like, bennies? Oh my God.
Well, okay, because, like, let's be real. Enid's kind of like a drip at this point. She's like, Jessica never likes Enid, though. Jessica always saw through Enid.
I totally get Jessica's assumption of Enid. Like, it's finally...
Yeah.
It's been probably 2 years of Jess hating Enid for seemingly no reason. She was probably always trying to explain to Liz that, you know, Enid is just not right.
There's just something off with this bitch.
Something off with her. No one believed her, and she's finally got the proof. The proof is in the letter. That was
in the letter.
It's just like someone handed her like the golden ticket right there. That's what she's got.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of hear her like thinking out loud. She's like, oh my goodness, I have an idea. I have the perfect weapon to get Enid off the ballot to win the fall ball queen, and it's going to be all me. So
yeah.
She drops the letter in Ronnie's locker. She just goes to school the next day, drops the letter in his locker, goes on a date later on that night with Ronnie, and he's just kind of standoffish with her.
Okay, so they go on like a double date with Todd and Liz to like the movies. And Todd and Liz are all like, did you notice that Ronnie didn't hold her hand? He was really standoffish with her tonight. Like, what's wrong? And I'm like, were you guys like seriously watching to see if your friends were gonna make out in the middle of the movie? Like,
oh, like do you think that under normal circumstances that Enid and Ronnie are like voyeurs?
Maybe like Enid and Ronnie are usually just like all over each other. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I guess it is the movies.
They can't be that like all over each other because like he mentions like when they go parking that she's kind of a prude now.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So there's a weird scene. There's a strange scene. So the movie ends, and Enid and Ronnie are like driving home. They're not even driving home. They're driving to like Makeout Hill or wherever they go. Like this.
Yeah, they're gonna go park.
The Sweet Valley sex spot. So they pull up, and Ronnie is just like all grabby with Enid, and Enid's like. She sensed something was up. She's like something's weird. Something's wrong with Ronnie all night. He's been ignoring me, and he's all like, you know, grabbing her and all the stuff. And she's like, stop. And then he kind of calls her a prude, and she's just kind of like, what's up with you? Like you've just been strange all night. Like first, like you spend the whole night not talking to me. Now all of a sudden, like you can't get your hands off me. Like what's going on? Like this is the stuff we usually do at the Cineplex.
Yeah.
But no. And so finally he's like, all right, I wasn't going to say anything, but you know what? Cat's out of the bag now. Cat's out of the bag, Enid. I know about George. I know about the Bennies. I know about you hitting that boy. I know he's coming back into town, and you've been talking to him for 2 years.
I know you're not Little Miss Innocent.
Yeah, you've been two-timing me, Enid. You've been two-timing me. I'm gonna take you home, you little two-timing. I mean, he calls her something. I can't. It wasn't.
He calls her something, but he doesn't call her a slut because it's not an approved word in Sweet Valley High.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's insinuating that, but I can't remember the word. I'll have to go back and look at it. But I felt bad for Enid. This is like, oh, like poor Enid.
I felt bad for Enid because she's totally getting like slut shamed for mistakes she made when she was younger. And he was like, you put up for this. Basically, he was like, you put up for that guy, but you're not going to put up for me.
So
I'm not running over little kids with you, Enid. You can't like give me a hand job.
I mean,
you know?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm picturing, you know what, Enid's probably trying to right her wrongs. So she probably like she probably kisses a lot. Maybe she does a little like over the pants cupping, and she'll like allow a little like groping, but she don't go underneath the pants. That's kind of my guess. That's my
nothing's getting unbuttoned.
Yeah, she keeps everything buttoned up. Everything's PG-13. Everything's PG-13.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Enid goes home. She's upset.
Oh yeah.
And normally, after the night, Enid typically calls Liz to like a wrap up or whatever. They like talk about the night, and she never called. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Liz is like, that's weird. So she like waits till like a full 24 hours to go by. And she calls up Enid, and she's...
I love that. A full 24 hours later.
So a full day goes by. It's the next night, I guess. I don't know. She calls up Enid. Enid's very standoffish on the phone. She's only given one-word answers.
Enid's pissed. Because she thinks Liz betrayed her. Like, Liz is, like, not the bitch who's going to be betraying anybody.
Enid kind of explains briefly what happens. And Liz is like, well, that's weird, because she's like, I'm the only one who knows about the letter. And then Enid's like, exactly, Liz. You're the only one. Mm-hmm. And you had to go and open up your big mouth and tell Ronnie. Our friendship is over. And she hangs up the phone and slams down. And Liz is like, oh, my God. What am I going to do? I did not tell Ronnie about George in the letter. And
yeah,
Jessica was nearby. I guess she was like outside the door listening. She's like the neighbor on Small Wonder, the nosy neighbor who always has her ear to the door.
Yeah.
Harriet, was that her name? Harriet?
Yes, that's totally my Jessica.
She's got like the cup. You know how if you like put a cup up to your ear, you can hear it, like it acts like a microphone?
Yeah, that's totally Jessica. 100%.
Okay, you back?
Yeah, I didn't go anywhere.
You like pause for a second. Okay, so Jess breaks in and she's all, I heard you all upset on the phone was that Enid? What's going on, Liz? And Liz is like, you're never going to believe this. And she kind of tells Jess what happened. She summarizes it and that she's been accused. And Jess is like, you know what? I've never trusted that Enid. I saw right through her. And you know what? Now I have the proof, Liz. Fuck Enid. Let's go out. Let's go have some ice cream. Let's go eat some carbs. And plan our fall ball outfits, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that happens. So Ronnie and Enid are done. Jessica and Liz are eating carbs and playing in their fall ball outfits, and we're getting closer to the big dance. We're getting super close to the big dance now.
So much closer.
Yeah. Does it just fast forward to like Friday?
I think it does.
Yeah, because like all of a sudden it seems like they were talking about how the dance is days away, and then all of a sudden it's like we're at the dance.
Yeah.
They're doing Ronnie's there, I guess, with Jess?
Jessica.
So Jessica decides, you know what? Bruce didn't invite me. I definitely don't want to go with Winston. I'll just go with Ronnie. Liz is with Todd. Did Enid even show up, or is she just...
Yeah, Enid showed up with, like, George.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, that's right. All right, so George came back into town. So it's very awkward. Like, all these people are together under one roof.
Yes.
Listening to, I don't know, Take My Breath Away or something. I don't know, whatever. People listen to it.
No, not even that. It'd be, like, Thriller. And we don't need to go into that because you know how I feel about that.
Who do you think is the best dancer out of the girls and then out of the guys? Let's try to pinpoint this.
Jessica or Liz is probably the best dancer. Jessica is probably less self-conscious about her dancing than Liz is.
She like cuts the rug a little more. She lets loose.
Yeah, she's a little more free.
Freeing.
Guys, I would probably say it's actually like Bruce.
You think so?
Yeah.
Not even Ronnie, who's president of the dance committee?
No, not Ronnie.
You think he's just a businessman? Ronnie's just a businessman?
I think he's just like a planner.
You know what? I could see Bruce being the better dancer because you know what? He's got that money. His parents probably paid for like the hottest dance choreographers to come. Probably Paula Abdul, when she was still a Laker girl, came by and taught Bruce how to dance.
Yeah.
Bruce is like, so. I learned all my dance moves from Laker girl, Paula Abdul.
Exactly.
And they didn't even know who she was. They didn't even know who she was because she wasn't anything then.
So yeah, like that's how that is. Like that, at least in my head. Like I just don't see Todd as a good dancer.
So Todd's like a good basketball player, maybe. Like he's probably good at basketball, good at I don't know, listening to music. Maybe he plays a guitar. Maybe he's good at the guitar. Maybe he skateboards.
Yeah.
I feel like he doesn't listen to dance kind of music.
Yeah, exactly.
He's probably more like a classic rock kind of guy. He probably listens to like Jimi Hendrix. Gets high behind the bleachers secretly. Doesn't let Liz know.
Todd doesn't become a hot mess until college.
Maybe he does bennies. Who knows?
When he starts sleeping with Enid.
Enid is kind of like the magnet of doom then, I guess.
Yeah.
Whoever goes to Enid falls apart very swiftly.
Yes.
All right, so I guess we have a tally of the votes. The votes are in, and they're going to announce the king and queen of the fall ball. And I guess so. Apparently, so if you're the king and queen of the fall ball, apparently you're like connected for the remainder of the semester in some weird way.
Yeah, like I guess you have to do like certain things at other school events for the semester.
Like maybe you gotta like
it's not just a meaningless title. Like you guys have to like be seen together at the homecoming game or whatever.
At the parade, maybe like the Thanksgiving Day parade, you gotta like wave in the float to the kids.
That kind of thing.
It's strange. So Jess pretty much believes that she's a shoo-in. And she's convinced that it's going to be Bruce. So is it Ronnie's the president? So I guess he's going to make the announcement.
Yeah.
So he announces the queen first, and of course it's Jess, and she's all excited. She goes up to the stage. She waves. I'm picturing her. It's very like Carrie-esque in a way.
Yeah.
Except there's no pig blood falling on top of her.
Not on Jessica.
Oh no, it would have been Liz though. So then. They're going to make the announcement for the fall ball king. And she kind of is like, she's eyeballing the audience and she sees Bruce and she's smiling because she knows the two of them are going to be hand in hand for the rest of the night, for the rest of the semester, let's be real. Maybe Bruce...
Even though like Bruce brought like a college girl to the dance, which is like a whole other WTF for me. Like really, what college girl is going to the dance with a high school sophomore?
Well, Bruce does have that cash.
Like, does he have that much money?
Bruce has that cash. You know what? Maybe he can pay her student loans. Maybe he can hire Paula Abdul to play at her cotillion, her coming home cotillion.
Cotillion? Who was the cotillion?
Marissa Cooper had one.
I blocked that out.
I feel like Marissa Cooper had like 4 cotillions. Let's be real.
Maybe we just don't understand what a cotillion is.
I feel like every other episode of The OC involved a cotillion. All right, so Ronnie makes the announcement, and Jess is like pretty much like hand gesturing Bruce to come up, but hold on.
Hold your horses there, Jessica Wakefield.
Yeah, hold your horses. Yeah, because the votes are in, and unanimously, who won the fall ball king was Winston Egbert.
My little Winston.
Yeah, shout out to Winston. He comes up and he smiles at Jess. He's like, we're going to be connected at the hips. We're going to be inseparable for the rest of the semester. Get ready, girl. Get ready. It's just you, me, 83 Bonnie and Clyde. The only time we don't speak is during Family Ties.
Yeah, just don't call me during Family Ties, honey. I got to watch the Michael J. Fox.
Because Jess has Alex P. Keaton fever. But after that, you're right back to being my hove or whatever. Yeah. All you need this life of sin is me and Jessica Wakefield. So, yeah, Jess is pissed. Jess is like, the fuck? What's going on? Like,
Jess is like, WTF? How did this happen? Turns out...
Yeah, who voted for this nerd?
That, someone spread a little, rumor that Jessica wanted Winston to be the one to get.
Yeah.
So everybody voted to give Jessica what she wanted.
Yeah, so I guess Jess has like a run-in with Kara, and she's like, what the fuck, Kara? Like, you were supposed to rally all the troops and make sure that Bruce won. And she's like, oh, Bruce? What? She's like, your sister told me that you wanted Winston.
Yeah.
Because it was exactly how you wanted to spend the rest of the semester. We kept getting these like egg puns. It was great.
Egg, yeah.
And Jess is pissed. She's like, what the fuck? She's like, I'm gonna go confront Liz. We're gonna have a fight we're gonna have a fist fight, a Dynasty Crystal and Alexis Carrington style fight in the pool, which never happens, by the way. It doesn't happen. They make up very quickly.
Yeah.
Jess is like, I want to know why you did this to me. And Liz just like spills the truth. She's like, because you're a fucking cunt, Jess. You fucking found the letter in my room, because she figured it out. She like put 2 and 2 together, because, you know, Liz is not dumb. She's not a dummy.
No, she's not.
She put it all together. She's like, you ruined my friendship with Enid. You really fucked things over with me and her. You fucked things over with her and Ronnie.
Oh, Liz, if only you realized now that Jess was doing you a favor.
They kind of hash it out. And Jess is like, yeah, well, I guess I have been a horrible person, Liz. You know what? I feel bad. You know what? Maybe we should just square things over with Enid, you know, just to make sure everything's all right. So Liz and Enid kind of reconnect. Enid's like, you know what, Liz? She's like, I forgive you, even though you didn't do anything wrong, but turns out it ended up being the greatest thing that ever happened to me, because now I have this stud of a boyfriend. George and I are reconnected now. Now we're an item again. He's a completely different person. He's not on the bennies anymore. No.
Like, this doesn't scream trouble or anything.
I know. I was just like, well, you know what? You know what they say about an addict? They always fall back to their old ways. Mm-hmm. So, stay tuned for future developments of Enid and George. Who knows? But hold on. That's not all.
That's not.
What else? What's coming up next? What's coming up next in Sweet Valley Highland? What did they tease?
Oh my god, I don't even remember.
Neither do I. Hold on, I gotta look it up real quick. Stay tuned for next time when we're playing with fire. When Friday the 13th casts its spell on a man and a woman, only the most deliciously unpredictable and passionate results follow.
The hell?
That doesn't sound right.
That does not sound right at all.
Hold on. Haunted by an age-old secret hidden deeper than a dream, Maggie St. John couldn't brush aside the finger of suspicion that Bo Grayson pointed her way. He sensed she knew more about the hospital blaze than she told him, but the heat kindled by her gaze was a perilous distraction. Would the arson investigator determined to find the truth in her smoky past fulfill his destiny with the one woman who'd already ignited his desires?
What the hell?
So is this book about an arson investigation with Maggie St. John and Bo Grayson?
Yeah, apparently when you were reading that when Friday the 13th thing happened, that's totally part of it.
Yeah, it is. That was how it started.
Bo Grayson, but that's Jessica and like Bruce on the cover.
Well, you know what? Maybe Jessica and Bruce are part of a like a subplot, like a B story.
Maybe.
I don't know. Who knows? It'll be 2 years before we do this again, so let's be real.
Yeah, so...
We're slowly going through the Sweet Valley High series, one by one, with long gaps in between.
As we try to find other audiobooks that we can listen to, and Patrick will actually sit through.
You know what? As I said, I actually really enjoyed Secrets. I don't know. It was kind of like my guilty pleasure. I don't know. Well, that's
the thing. This one's only like 45 minutes. Like, a lot of the audiobooks I'm finding are like 6, 7, 10, 12 hours long. So that makes it more difficult.
I don't know. You know what? You know how for many years now, for almost 5 years now, I've been pushing Stephanie's Wilder ride? Mm-hmm. I want Enid's Wilder ride. I want to hear the sordid details of what happened on the nights that she and George did bennies and ran over a boy. I just want to hear more about this. I want to hear about the cover-up and the aftermath. So I don't know. Watch out, Stephanie Tanner. You got a Wilder ride coming your way. And no, it doesn't just involve cigarettes. It involves Bennies. Benny and the Jets.
Oh my god.
All right. On a scale of 1 out of 5, 80. On a scale of 1 out of 5 little boys being ran over by Enid, how many little boys being over by Enid would you give this?
This is a 3. It's an Enid book, so I don't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed like a Jessica or Elizabeth or a Lila kind of thing.
Whoa. Tough cookie. I give this a solid 5. A solid 5. 5 boys that Enid ran over.
Oh my gosh.
They all survived, though. They all survived. Yeah, I don't know. It was great. It was fun. We just got to see the inner workings of some crazy bitches at Sweet Valley High and how they got out of this tango, this 3-way tango between, I don't know, it's just 3 miserable women who just, I don't know how to work things out, right?
Yeah.
It was great. I don't know. I loved it. I love to dip back into this world in 2 years. But we have a lot of TV shows and movies to watch, though, before we get there. And maybe a music video or 2.
Maybe a TV movie.
And maybe a Judith Krantz novel. R.I.P., girl. R.I.P. Ouija board us.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of TV movies,
yes.
Cat Hall said the author. What are we doing next week?
We are doing the 1993 TV movie. Oh shit, what was it called? We just decided on this too.
The Man with 3 Wives. How could you have forgotten this already?
I couldn't remember if it was like something like The Man with 3 Wives, Norman J. Lewiston or something, you know?
All right, so it's called The Man with 3 Wives. It stars Beau Bridges,
yes.
Joanna Kearns. There's some other names in there.
Pam Dauber.
Yeah, Pam Dauber. So this is the 1993 made-for-television movie about a polygamous physician, and it was fact-based upon the life of the late Norman Lewiston, a professor of pediatrics at the Stanford University School of Medicine, where at the time of his passing was juggling 3 marriages all at once. So, whoa, Norm. What are you doing, Norm?
How? I can't wait to find out how, because, like, that fascinates me.
I'm excited by this. Do you think they all knew, or do you think they don't know?
I think they didn't find out until he died.
Oh, so he had, like, 3 houses that he lived at?
Yeah.
It's very...
I don't think it's, like, a thing where he kept them all together and they were, like, sister wives.
Oh, okay. This is very Don Draper-ish. It's like you got Betty Draper at home, then you got a bevy of mistresses on the side. But Don Draper never got married more than once at the same time, though. So, whoa.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. You know what? They should remake this with John Hamm, methinks. John Hamm, if you're looking for a brave new role, look into the life of late Dr. Norman Lewiston, a professor of pediatrics at the Stanford University School of Medicine.
Oh, my goodness.
Maybe I'll pass that note along to January Jones, who can fill in John Hamm.
Okay, I'm sure.
Friend of the show, January Jones. Call us, tweet us.
One day, Patrick, she actually is going to, like, tweet you, and you're going to just, like, drop dead.
Send me a hot text. That's 726. I'll beep it out. Hopefully I remember to. If not, I'm getting.
Hopefully you remember to bleep it out.
If not, I'm getting a lot of phone calls. Getting a lot of phone calls. Where can you follow our wild adventures, Cat Hall said the author. Where can you follow us as you take a sip of coffee?
You can find us on Twitter at Very Podcast. You can find us at A Very Special Podcast on Facebook, Tumblr, Instagram. Do not accept invitations. You can find us at saltyrockmedia.com, a very special podcast.com. We're on YouTube. I got the Slutty Brownie recipe up for all you crazy people who want it.
Yay.
And yeah.
Where else?
Where else can you find us? Like on your favorite podcast apps?
Yeah, you can always just use the podcast app, but why use that when you can earn some cash listening to podcasts like our podcast and virtually every other podcast? So yeah, use our Podcoin. It's the hot new app. And if you use code very special, you will earn 300 Pod Coins right off the bat. And then you can redeem those Pod Coins for hot items like Amazon gift cards or Starbucks cards, Dunkin' Donut cards, or you can even donate to charity. So download the app today. Ooh, God. And as always, girl,
Bye!
Watch the skies for the drones that are flying over Sweet Valley, keeping tabs on all the inner workings of the scientific adults who are doing weird experiments on teenagers.
I can't with you. I just can't.
Oh, you will. You will.